What's up, everybody? Let's talk Terra Luna Classic. Let's talk about what's going on. I actually didn't do a video yesterday because, well, there was just a ton of drama going on, and I felt like, well, I didn't really want to kind of do it, but I do think there is some things we need to talk about that are coming up very importantly. And if you are invested in Terra Luna Classic, sometimes you just need to see what other people are doing in order to basically make your decision that's right for you. If you want to know what I'm talking about, make sure you're watching this video to the end, but subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with everything going on. Let's get into this one. So we drew this chart about a week ago now, tracking Luna Classic, and we touched these kind of bottom price point, pushed up. Now we are in a kind of sideways movement right now. We were hoping we'd come back up and test the 50-day EMA. Hasn't been the case, but there are some things going. We know we are going to get a bounce from Binance. We know we're going to get those burns coming through. People are talking about 10 billion, 12 billion. I actually think it's about 10 billion, but don't forget it's 50%. So I think we're going to get about 5.8 to 6 billion will be that burn. Now remember, the governance passes in the next couple of hours, which then allows the Binance burns to take place. And I do think we will see a spike up. Now, interestingly, the market actually cooled today, but Bitcoin has gone on a bit of a rally. Luna Classic trading though 16.13 is the current price, again towards the bottom end of this. Now, what am I talking about? What are people doing at the minute? Well, like I said, we got some positive news around these Binance burns. We can see here with the community passing all three key proposals and the software upgrade proposal, the speculation of billions of LUNC burning returning to the community is all over crypto Twitter. Now, remember, this was prior to all the minting problems and all the kind of drama that we had. And if anything right now, Luna Classic needs to go quiet. We need to absolutely celebrate the successes and celebrate the things we know fundamentally push volume and adoption, which are things like Binance burns, the sprints, the development of the chain, the upgrade to the software, rather than, well, arguing amongst ourselves in terms of whether it should be 1.2% burn tax, 0.8% burn tax. We need to absolutely be clear in terms of what we want to do. But a lot of people, again, talking about some relatively big burns. This will be a catalyst. This will be a jump start back for Luna Classic, and I think one in which we all should absolutely embrace. Now, when I talk about what's going on, it's important. You've got to use the sites that are available. You've got to use the kind of information that's put in front of you that you can then either make the best decisions possible for you. Now, what we can see here is we are unfortunately seeing a bit of unstaking. Now, for anyone who is unstaking right now that is thinking of selling on the pump, remember it's a 21-day vested period that you are going to have to wait until you get your tokens back for Luna Classic. You can see that 131 million is unstaked. Now, what's interesting though is you kind of work through this, particularly when we look at the validated delegation gains versus delegation losses, you can actually see where the community shift starts to come. Now, remember, you should be staking based on the components and ultimately what they are offering to do. I've talked about this on this channel now for about a month in terms of when you stake with validators, if they are committing to burn Luna Classic, well, then demand the fact that they should be burning. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't something we can come out and basically do what we want. We are here fundamentally to support the longevity of this chain and ultimately make sure that we have applications and also new investors coming to use the Luna Classic chain. So if you've got someone, again, like I said, that validator that's committing to burn something, go and demand what it is. And we can absolutely see where people are moving delegations around, and equally potentially where people are not following the community consensus. Now, we did have a vote pass that said validators should be operating at 5% as a minimum commission. There's a lot of debate about whether that was true, but ultimately the community did vote to pass that. But we are seeing validators still operating at 0% commission, which again, we want to see that. If you want to operate at 0% commission, well, let's all operate 5%. Let's burn the 5%. Let's go to 1%. I think that's the important bit. But if we vote on it, we should absolutely stick to it. It absolutely builds trust and transparency on the network. Now, interestingly, and I wanted to bring you this, when we look at top delegators, so these are people with the biggest bags that are delegated. I'm going to take this top wallet because I do think it's important when we look at this one. So this currently has over $2 million staked on the network, 13 million Luna Classic tokens, 13 billion Luna Classic tokens. Now, when we come down here, what we can see though is where they are staked. You can see stake bin, Interstellar Lounge across a number one. When we get to the transactions, this is where it becomes very interesting because a lot of these transactions are nearly a month old. That's right, they're not moving things around. They're not making sure that they're forever changing delegations, selling, buying, whatever it is. they're in it for the long haul, and it's a significant wallet. As well as some of the others, you can check a lot of these big delegators, and I guess the point here is that you've got big wallets with big delegations that are absolutely here for the long run. They are holding their bags on the network. They are supporting the validators. They are ensuring the longevity of Terra Luna Classic. So whenever you are looking at it, whenever you kind of want to really understand what's going on with Luna Classic, then be sure to come and have a look in terms of what other people are doing. What are the big whales doing? Don't care about the person down the road that's annoyed that because someone has not gone to a 5% validator and they have a million Luna Classic. Really understand what the big wallets are doing. Now, the next week is going to be pretty exciting. We obviously have Binance announcement burns. We'll see then if they continue to do a second set of burns on this 50% burn, and we'll see kind of what time plays out. But it's all going to be very, very interesting with Luna Classic this week. Again, price holding around that 16. We'd like to see that move up. The market's still a little bit confused in terms of what it want to do, but a big week, I think, for crypto coming, and equally for Luna Classic. But as ever, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let me know who you're validating with. Have they committed to burn and haven't yet? Well, the question is on everyone's mind right now. Have a great day. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.